There's a way to stop your towels from ever smelling again, and it costs less than the detergent you just poured into this load. So, why does the smell keep coming back? Because the moment you trust that clean scent, you've already missed it. And the worst part? It's been happening right under your nose for months. You know the pattern. You pull the towel out, warm, soft, freshly washed. It smells right, clean enough to trust. Then hours later, after one use, something shifts. A damp edge, then sour, then that heavy, humid smell that wasn't there before, like it's pushing back through the fabric. That's not leftover dirt. Something came back. And in many cases, washing isn't removing it. It's feeding it. Because whatever is inside your towel isn't gone. It's still there, buried deep in the fibers, shielded, waiting for moisture to wake it up again. You're not cleaning the towel, you're reactivating it. And once you notice it, every clean towel starts to feel wrong. This isn't about hygiene. It's about what survives it. And the system isn't failing. It's doing exactly what it was built to do. Welcome to Trust No Instinct. If questioning incentives matters to you, subscribing keeps this thinking alive. It's about what survives it. And that idea didn't come from theory. It came from environments where failure spread. In ancient Rome, public bathhouses ran nonstop. Wet stone floors, humid air, thousands of bodies moving through shared water every day. Towels weren't personal. They were reused, recycled, passed through systems that couldn't afford almost clean. So they used what worked: urine-derived ammonia, wood ash alkali, aggressive rinsing cycles that stripped fabric down to something neutral again. The smell wasn't something to mask. It was a signal, and if it lingered, they treated it as proof that something else had survived. Centuries later, in Japan, the tools changed, but the pressure didn't. Fabric was washed hot, then stretched under direct sun until it dried completely. Not partially, not conveniently, completely. Because in damp cloth, something always comes back. Heat, light, exposure, nothing hidden. During World War II, soldiers boiled uniforms in metal drums when rotation wasn't possible. Steam rising, fabric breaking down. Because wearing something that still smelled meant carrying something that hadn't been removed. Different centuries, same conclusion. You don't freshen fabric, you eliminate what survives. And today, we've stopped doing that. Which raises a more uncomfortable question. What exactly is surviving your wash right now? It's not the towel, it's what's living inside it. Because that smell, the one that disappears, then comes back heavier, sour, almost damp, isn't random. It's the byproduct of something structured, organized, built to stay. Not on the surface, inside the fibers. There's a layer forming in your towel that most people never think about. A microscopic film made from bacteria, body oils, detergent residue, and trapped moisture. It doesn't sit loosely, it binds. It anchors itself into the fabric, and once it's there, normal washing doesn't remove it, it protects it. Because this layer acts like a shield, water passes over it, detergent touches it, fragrance covers it, but underneath, it remains intact, alive in the only way it needs to be. Dormant when dry, active when wet. That's why the smell waits. You dry the towel, it fades, you use it again, and it comes back. Faster, stronger, more familiar. You're not dealing with leftover dirt. You're dealing with something that survived the last cycle, and every time you wash it the same way, you reinforce it. More residue, more moisture retention, more protection. You're not breaking the system, you're stabilizing it. And this is where things shift. Because the chemistry to remove this layer hasn't disappeared. It still exists. It's been known for decades. How to break it down, how to strip it out, how to reset fabric completely. But that's not what most modern products are designed to do. They're designed to clean what you can see. Stains, surface oils, visible dirt. Not what's embedded deep inside. So instead of removing the source, they manage the symptoms. Fragrance, softness, freshness. Temporary signals that the problem is gone, until it returns. Which means the cycle continues. One wash doesn't solve it, so you wash again, and again, and again. A single deep solution becomes a repeat process. Not because it has to be, because that's how it's structured now. And once you see that, the smell stops being confusing and starts being predictable. And once you see that, it stops feeling random. It starts feeling familiar. Walk down any supermarket laundry aisle, bright bottles stacked floor to ceiling. Deep clean, odor defense, fresh boost, scent beads, fabric softeners, add-ons for the add-ons. Entire shelves built around one promise. Make it smell clean again. Not once, again. Because if a towel could be fully reset, completely stripped in a single wash, you wouldn't need most of what's in that aisle. But the global detergent market is worth over $100 billion a year, not built on one perfect wash, built on repetition. So the result doesn't have to last. It just has to feel convincing, just enough freshness to pass, not enough to end the problem. Because a solution that works once disappears, but a solution that fades comes back every week. You wash, it smells clean, you use it. That damp, sour edge returns. So you reach for more, a stronger detergent, a different scent, something extra, and it works for a moment. That's not failure. That's what keeps you coming back. And no one has to design it that way on purpose. The outcome is already built into the model, because if your towel never smelled again, how many of those bottles would you actually need? And more importantly, what would it take to break that pattern completely? So, what does it take to actually stop it? Not another product, a reset you can control. Cycle 1. Alkaline reset. Use the hottest setting your towel can handle, 60 to 90 degrees Celsius, 140 to 195 degrees Fahrenheit, for standard cotton. Add 1/2 to 1 cup of washing soda directly into the drum. No detergent, no softener, do not overload the machine. Run a full cycle. This is where most people get it wrong, because this step isn't about making the towel smell better. It's about removing what's been sitting inside it. Cycle 2. Acidic rinse, if needed. If the smell has been persistent, run a second cycle. Hot water again. Add 1/2 to 1 cup of white vinegar. Still no detergent. This helps break down what the first cycle loosened and clears the remaining residue out of the fibers. Then dry it completely. If possible, use direct sunlight, not partially dry, not slightly damp. Completely dry. Now test it. Get the towel wet again. No fragrance, no detergent, just water. If nothing rises back, that's your answer. Before it felt clean, but underneath it was sour, humid, heavy, waiting. After, it's different. No rebound, no delayed smell, just neutral fabric, even when wet. That's the difference. Clean doesn't come back. If it returns, it was never gone. You only need to do this once every 1 to 2 months, not every wash, just when the pattern starts to repeat. But I need to be honest with you, some towels won't recover. If the buildup has been reinforced for years, the fibers can hold onto it permanently. And high heat isn't safe for everything. Delicate fabrics can shrink, weaken, or lose structure. This isn't a shortcut, it's a reset. Because once the source is gone, you're not managing the smell anymore. You've ended what was causing it. You just fixed it, not covered, not softened, gone. You didn't make the towel smell better. You removed what was causing it. And when that's gone, it doesn't come back. If it returns, it was never clean. That's the standard most people never reach. From now on, clean is something you can prove. No scent, no guessing, just results. If this worked for you, hit like, comment what changed, and subscribe now to Trust No Instinct for more everyday fixes most people overlook.